I did some redesigning of this based on some recommendations. Um, Tested it. It's still very hot, but it was only one day, so. But I do have 5 megapascals of steam and oxygen in here. So what I did, based on a couple recommendations, I got rid of the filter over here. And I'm just taking atmosphere from the outside. I had to change this to about 90-10 to get the right mixture that I wanted. So it's just bringing all the gunk in here. And why is that going up? Oh, because it's heating up. Because it's warming out here. That should be fine. Then I'm taking the output, I'm running it through a water filter and an oxygen filter because I can't release oxygen. And I'm just basically putting both of those in here. And then right now I got oxygen and steam, but I'm going to try and cool this down to the point where the water condenses and comes out this pipe. And this is just the second tank. I got to swap them out because I got the same thing in there. And then when it cools down, I'll pump the oxygen into my regular oxygen tank. This also heated up, so this has got steam in it. I'll take care of that though. This should cool off as the water comes in here. But that's okay, not a big deal. The whole thing now is to cool this down. I had to put a condensation valve in here because there was some liquid forming in this pipe, not very much, but so that transfers right into here. And all of this is steam. It's steam everywhere now because it's above 100. So I don't know how many moles of water I'm going to get, but I got 137 steam there. 12 in the pipe. And 249, so roughly 500, 400, 500 moles of steam. So I have to wait till nighttime to cool this down. Now it cooled pretty slow. Not sure exactly why, but probably because it's so hot. But it did go down from, well, you know, it depends on how you look at it. It went down from, it was around 1,000, so it cooled at 300 C in one night. It may take a couple nights. So what I'm going to end up doing probably is running this automated, turning all that on, this and that too. I don't need this. I just need to turn this off because this pulls the air through here faster than the pump can feed it. But my problem was I turned this off, then turned pump off, and this started complaining, which, you know, makes perfect sense. So I just got to program that when everything else turns off, this has to turn off too. So basically, I think what I'll do is I'll inflate this tank to about 5 megapascals, then tell the program, okay, shut everything on the production side off, and wait until this gets down to 30 centigrade or so because of the air, and then I'll have it put the air in the tank, or maybe, well, I could easily just, I'm not sure, I'll have to turn a regulator on, I guess. Probably what I'll have to do, I'll have to turn a regulator on. And the pressure regulator, turn the pressure regulator on to full, I guess, so I can empty this. So when that shuts off, cool the tank, step 2. Fill the tank, step 1. Step 2 is turn everything off, cool the tank. Step 3 will be empty the tank into its respective tanks. Now the water should go automatically, but the oxygen, I need to put a one-way valve here. Maybe after I get it all cooled. I can't put a one-way valve there because I need the cooling to happen over here. And is that going to happen the way this is set up? Eventually, once this tank cools. I may have to cool the water tank. How can I do that without... I got a purge valve there. Can I hook... If I put a purge valve here, purge valve. Purge valve. Removes the gas and evaporated liquids from the pipe. So if I put the cooling gas in, how would I put it in here? That would be not a purge valve, there's another valve for that. And I know what it is, but I can't remember. What in the world? Valve. Pressure valve, that's it right there, isn't it? Pressure valve pumps gas into a liquid pipe in order to raise pressure. I don't know, I'll have to think about that. I may have to separately cool this tank and then put a one-way valve here to keep the hot gases from going back into this tank. Does that make sense? But that's how I got it set up now. Pretty clean setup. I did have this in a total disaster when I was testing it. I should upload a picture of it. It was a mess. Nothing is automated but the valve here. Not the valve, but the active vent. So I'm manually doing it now just so I can see how it works. What I'll do is I'll pause the video and I'll see how many nights, or maybe after next morning I'll show you. It's 710 now, Celsius. We'll see how much that tank cools down, and if it affects this tank at all. I don't think it will. I think that won't happen until the steam starts to turn into water and the water goes into the water tank, which I got wrapped around the bottom here into the tank. That should cool the tank off, but it won't cool it down to a temperature that I want it at. I want it a lot cooler than 100, which would be the where it would begin to condensate. Now when it condensates, does that cool it? Basic phase change again. I would say it would. So when this starts to condensate, it would probably cool it a little bit also. So that's interesting. Alright, so let me wait till the temperature, well, wait till tomorrow morning. Like I said, 7:10 now. We'll see what it is in the morning and I'll be right back. Okay, so the active vent just shut off. And this is coming down because it's morning. I'm waiting until all the liquid's gone. It was 710 Celsius. And there's still liquid in there. Anyway, 710. It's now 329. So almost 400 Celsius. 380? Approximately 380. And that's it for one night. Hopefully I might get to 100. And if I get to 100, this should start condensing. And I don't know what'll happen when that happens. So I will be back tomorrow night, game time, and if this gets close to 100, I'll start it, or if the next morning comes, I'll start it. So we'll see you then. Okay, on a side note, I got my first cocoa seeds. And my first cocoa. Oh, and look at that, they're perennials. Oh, that's nice. Do I have any empty slots over here? I don't think I do. Except for those. Greenhouse is doing really well. Let's throw the seeds over there. Whoa! Put those in the fridge. Started out with about 30 moles of oxygen in here. I am now up to 107. Now, I don't know if that's, that's over days. So I don't know if that's enough to keep me alive. I'm hoping I might try and add one more, at least partial row in here. Because, like I said, these haven't been running. They're staying pretty good in here. I may have to leave one. But if I take out two other ones, I might be able to get another row in here. It'll be close. I'll have to do some rearranging, but I can even move this over. Yeah, I can move that over one. So yeah, I think I could. I think I could get at least some of them in here. If I take all the two of the ACs out, I don't need three of them anymore now that this is cool. Take two of the ACs out, although related piping, move this one into the corner as far as I can. And I bet you I can get a row right along in here. So that's my next goal. Okay, I'm waiting for nighttime. Okay, so as the night gets closer here and the temperature's dropping, we're pretty close. I think there might be some confusion based on the comments. I do have this set up to come on at 150 to start pressurizing and getting ready. But yeah, this is for the first stage of this is an open loop, I believe it's called an open loop system. Basically, they're just kicked on, so it's pressurizing, and once with these two one-way valves in here, it pressurizes to somewhere between 7 and 8 megapascals, and after that I just vent the excess air back into the atmosphere. So this is all open to the atmosphere, and the only reason this is condensating is because once it gets to 5.7-ish, at that temperature, it starts to make liquid pollutant. So any second, there it goes. And that liquid pollutant goes into my evaporator. And my evaporator is what is doing all the cooling. And I'm getting 7 kilojoules of cooling right now. So we'll see what this goes down to. It was 320 something, or I'll say 320. I don't know for sure. But I just wanted to make sure, because somebody had said, you could just use the atmosphere in one of the comments recently, and I think I am, if I understand you correctly. But that's what I'm doing. See, this gets up to somewhere between 7 and 8 megapascals. It seems to vary a little bit. I don't know why. I guess based on how hot this is. Yeah, the hotter this is, the hotter this temperature. Right now it's 147. But at these temperatures, I should get quite a bit of liquid in here pretty soon. Alright, so I'll pause it again towards morning. Hopefully everybody understands, and I'm probably going to talk too much again, how I got this running. Again, I'm talking 3 phases. Is what I'm thinking. Phase 1, run the H2 combustor, run the 2 filters, fill up a tank. when the tank gets to maybe, I don't know, I can probably go a little higher, but see, oh, it is condensating in there now. And I'm getting water. Isn't it a little early for that to condensate? But it is. So my steam is condensating and disappearing, turning into water. Is that water going to my water tank? It is, and that's causing the water tank to cool down and condensate, which should make further cooling as it condensates. So this might actually go pretty quick tonight here. I thought it would take a higher or lower temperature than that. Steam is 212 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is Kelvin, so that's probably what it is. I thought that was 100 C that it would turn back to water. But there we go. All that's going to make everything cool down even faster. And I am getting liquid water. This is going to cool a little slower, I think, because I'm gaining steam also as I'm gaining water. So I'm not sure what's going to 87. What's this temperature? 220. So like I said, after this one's empty, I may have to cool this down to the correct temperature. Then I'll put a one-way valve on here so the hot water doesn't affect the one-way valve. Which way would I go? I'd have to go this way, and that's going to keep any water from coming in, so that's not going to work. I have to think about that too. But this temperature is coming down, but the water's going away and turning to steam. So that one's not working well as I anticipated. This one is. And it may just be, it's all water now. There's no steam left in here. Interesting. And now it's all oxygen. And if I get that down to 30 C, I'm going to put I can use this spot right here because I don't need this anymore. It's an empty tank. Why do I have an empty tank? Good question. So let's get rid of the empty tank. Put that up here. And then I can just do, once that gets to temperature, we'll put this, ooh, I'm stuck. Put that right like, so I can get by here, don't block the computer. Huh. Nope, I can't put it there. I gotta have one or two spaces in there, so I only have to do this. No, I will have to do it. Oh no! Okay. Oh, that's probably just the pressure in this pipe, which is okay. Yeah, it's 5 megapascals. Is this on? It's set for 45, so that's okay. This will groan. It can get to 6 before anything bad happens. I've gotten kind of used to that. Alright, so that's still cooling. Now this should be done cooling. I don't think that's going to come down anymore. $239. So I am going to have to cool that one time. I'm trying to think. If I try and put a one-way valve here. I want to keep this from warming. I can't put any one-way valves because if I don't keep it, if I put a one-way valve, it would have to be this way, and then it wouldn't let the water drain in. So interesting. I may also try yeah, you're fine. I may also try and just run the cooling gas over to here at the same time. How in the world can I do that? Nah, I'll just cool this down separate, and then make sure that the water is completely cooled from now on before I release it. This is going to come down a little bit slower now, the air temperature. Ten kilojoules, that's a lot of cooling gas. What's the temperature out here? Still going. This is going to warm up now. It's just the way this works. When you get extra liquid in here, you're making liquid so fast at 133 Celsius that this will temporarily spike in temperature. And then once the temperature out here comes up, which it is now, and this shuts off, this liquid in here will start to evaporate, and it'll more than recover what goes up. See, it's 66 now. It's starting to level off. Did that shut off? Yes, it did. So all this liquid in here should go down, and then this should start to plummet in temperature, just like it is, until all that liquid's gone. And it's doing the same thing over here. So we've still got 5 liters in there. I'm going to hit 30. So that, if I go lower than that, that's fine with me too. And I am. Excellent. Okay, I'm almost down to nothing left in here. And at that point it should stop cooling. 27, I'll take that. Is it 27 over here too? Yeah, 27.2, 1/10 of a degree higher. Oh no, it's there now too. Okay, so at this point, did I put this down over here? I don't think I did. No, I got sidetracked by the groaning noise. So I'm going to put this, and this is a temporary thing I think until I figure out exactly what I'm going to do with it. Well, I need to get in there, but I'll put it there for now. So I'm going to take this completed tank that's at a half decent temperature. I'm going to detach it, pick it up before a storm comes, set it here, attach it, and then I'm going to take, did I turn in all my pipes? What did I do that for? And I might as well grab a battery while I'm in here because it's about ready to complain. Alright, so let's grab the lowest stack. 11, that'll be plenty. Alright, so I want to do I actually want to empty this pipe, so I am going to go one more time inside there, and I'm going to get a volume pump. I want that tank to start out empty. I don't think I need any more. Well, let's take them with me, just in case. I don't think I do. Do I have I have a turbo one. I guess I could use that. kind of a waste. They use a lot more electricity is not a concern with me though. What the heck? Why make something else? I got two of them. I made those in the beginning of the game for something. Oh, my original cooling setup, which I upgraded. I no longer even needed these, so I'll just put this here in that direction. And put that one up here. I'll just set this for 1 and for 10. And I got power right here. That's nice and handy. Alright. So this leads to my oxygen tank here. So I'm just going to take the oxygen that I got after 21, sort of warm it up a little bit, but that's not that big of a deal. 26. And we're going to set it that way, turn it on. Is it working, or is that the data port? That must be the data port. How annoying is that? It is. Well, can I flip that? You know, sometimes they let you do that. I'm going to give the second type, turbo line pump gas. Nope, there is another type. Well, okay. Glad I brought the pipes with me. I can't get the cable in there, so I got to do this. And like I said, this is a temporary setup. I do a lot of things temporary while I'm trying to figure things out. Alright, let's put that back in here that way. And I don't need the data. Well, no, I don't need that. We'll put that here, over there. I've got a bunch more cables. Now hopefully I can get this by here, and I can. Not a problem, just a little bit of adjusting happening. Now we'll turn it on. There we go. And that should be amping this tank. Wow, pretty quickly. I should have checked the pressure first. So even though it uses more power, it uses power for a shorter period. Now I'm not planning on gaining oxygen from this process. I'm actually planning on losing oxygen because I'm using it to make water. But I just want to empty that tank. Oh, that takes a long time. Doesn't have to be completely empty, I guess, but... Alright, so this is my spare tank, so now we'll take this one off, because this one has to be cooled now, and I won't use this one again either after this. Because I don't need it, so this will declutter a little bit. What am I doing? No storm, please. Ooh, there we go. Q. Wrench. Okay, so that's the next one that I gotta cool. And this is probably 700 and something. Ooh, 900 and something. Okay. This should be done by now. Close enough. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave that there. See, the good thing about getting some of this oxygen back, I'm not burning water through my electrolyzer to refill this. Plus, then, oxygen is cheaper than water, so I just call down a trader, buy a little oxygen to boost up my oxygen tank when I need it. Hopefully, once my greenhouse is big enough, I won't even have to do that. I'll just use my greenhouse oxygen to do everything, and we'll go from there. But it is daytime. So I think I'll end this one there. You see what I'm doing? I do have to, probably today I'll cool this tank, put everything on hold, cool this tank. And then after that, this should not mix with this tank anymore, because the steam doesn't apply in here. But we'll have to see. I may have to hook something up to keep this tank cool in the long run. We'll have to see, because it started making water at about 200, or a little higher than that. So that may keep this above the desired temperature. If I have to, I'll set up another phase change out this way to keep that cool. It's a lot of effort to cool on Vulcan. I mean, and this is my second phase change evaporator. I got one inside, and for anybody that hasn't seen my other videos, I got quite the power grid. I never have any problems with my power. I could upgrade these batteries to a large station battery, and I probably should do that. That's probably one large station battery. Yeah, 300, I think it's like 3 megawatts per each one of these, and yeah, I'm pretty sure, it's not quite exact, but I'm pretty sure 3 of these equals pretty close to one large station battery. And my solid generator hasn't kicked on in days. Alright, so concentration for tomorrow is to automate this. So the 3 stages I want to do work, and figure out if I'm going to have to set up a phase change to keep this one cool. So there's 2 things. And I want to, I'm eating potatoes, and potatoes make you only okay food quality. I've got a bunch of stuff in here that I can increase my food. I can make bread, for one. Bread is the cheapest thing to make. That gives you the excellent food quality. But I have to set up, you know, the food production, the baking machine, the reagent maker. But my greenhouse is just kicking butt. And it is starting to warm up in here. So I may have to kick one of those back on. So I'm up to 112 moles of oxygen, and I started, I think it was 20, and then the next time I registered it was around 50. So it's definitely going up. I don't know if that's going to be enough to keep me breathing. I may have to expand everything in there, and we'll test that. Alright, this is Navy Old Salt Gamer. You have a fine day, and I hope you subscribe and like. I'm having a lot of fun on this base. I love the way the ores just keep popping in here. I haven't had to do any real mining in ages, and as you can see, I'm building up. Those are all full 500s. So I got iron, copper. I use my gold almost as fast as I make it. But it's still okay. I haven't had to do gold mining in a while, unless I want to sell things. So there you go. Maybe Old Salt Gamer, you have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow.